All right, we got a lot more people saying that it is 5-1 glass half full as opposed to we're doomed glass half empty. It's funny, if you put this poll up, if we were like an 11 o'clock Saturday night show, I think these polls are very much different. Because I'll see stuff at night and everybody's ticked off, but by morning it's like the calm has set in. Some have been to church, they're feeling a little more at ease. All right, so keep clicking, keep telling us what you think there. Nico Iamaleava looks uncomfortable in the pocket. He started staring down receivers. He's now throwing into cover. You go back the first 2 or 3 games, and granted, 2 of those were against crap teams, but he had time, and he had open guys, and he was accurate as all get out. The more he gets hit, the less comfortable he looks. He's getting less accurate by the game. Yesterday, one of the things we talked about early was, okay, well, you're no longer going to see the receivers having to do this and this and this and this like you did last year. Well, yesterday I was seeing receivers having to do this and this and this, so the accuracy is gone. Is it fixable? How do you fix it?
Yeah, so I think so there's times where he flashes pinpoint accuracy, and then obviously we saw some of the overthrows at times yesterday. Here's the thing: we hadn't been throwing the football down the field in these competitive situations, and yes, it is different to be in an SEC game. It is different to get hit, and it is different just that competitive composure to be able to make throws in the heat of the moment. I think the more he plays, the better he'll get. In my opinion, watching him against Arkansas versus watching him yesterday, even though there was a few more misses, he threw the ball more. But when he was on, just moving the pocket and being able to deliver the ball, some of the quarterback-friendly throws that he made, I felt better about him. Okay, well, at least we can throw the football.
I felt worse, but
yeah.
I trust the NFL scout.
At least we can throw the football a little bit. I just think at the end of the day, you have to move the launch point. You can't. There was more drop back situations. I'd like to see them move him even more. I really don't want to see him in drop back that often, just because you really can't protect. And there's going to be times where you cross the 50, and all offensive guys, they're going to take a shot. I get that, but go ahead. Let's high-low read. Let's get the deep over. Let's get a comeback. Let's get some QB friendly throws to get them going in a rhythm, and then take our shots.
Will, we talked last night at halftime, and you were talking about Cromptoning the offense.
Yeah, I think it is. I think, one, you got to move the pocket, just like you said. And I think, two, it's cutting down the reads to that kind of, hey, I got 2 reads, rolling out to that side. If I don't see it, guess what, Nico? Run. If it's not there, take it. Simplify this and get it easier for him to think to where there's less things to think about. I mean, when a guy's struggling, in my mind, and these accuracy and those other things, it means he's not feeling comfortable, right? He's not really seeing the field like he needs to right now. So I think you got to simplify some things and get him out. But the other thing I saw too is he's got to stop trying to step up in the pocket, in my opinion, to escape. He's got to step back and go to the outsides just as a rollout.
Well, the tackles keep leaking everybody inside.
Yeah, everybody's coming inside. They're too much inside. He's not. As soon as his eyes drop, he really just needs to think about going back and rolling out and getting outside the pocket, because then at least he's got the option to run it and press that coverage to the line of scrimmage of getting close and seeing if a DB comes off their guy.
I don't even think he looks as comfortable now. I mean, go back to the Iowa game. He looked like, okay, I'm decisive. I'm taking off to run. We commented on that, wow, that's a different from Milton. Milton had that, should I run, should I not run? Nico read it, hit it, made his call, and did it. Now he's looking uncomfortable on the run plays. He looks indecisive to me on that. I just think you've gotten his head and destroyed his confidence. I don't know how you rebuild it. You're hearing these guys talk. What are your thoughts on Nico in the situation, Josh?
We did come into the Iowa game saying, well, next year he'll get the full complement of the offensive line, so his protection will be better. And that was a misdiagnosis looking to this year. So the interception he throws late in the first half, what's one of the first questions we asked? What did he see to throw that pass there where it was easily picked off by Florida? So if you're trying to move him, you're probably trying to help him with what he sees, right? I would also wonder, are there ways to try to utilize the skill set of what they brought in, like a guy like Chris Brazzell? He makes an impressive catch over the middle. They try a shot down the sideline late in regulation, and it's incomplete. It was a good throw and catch. It's just incomplete, but it was one where Brazzell was able to come down with it. Taylor Green is not incredibly he doesn't have great accuracy.
Right.
But they took shots against Tennessee, allowed the receivers to make plays. Armstrong did against Tennessee. I still think Tennessee, they may not have elite wide receivers, but Brazel has a skill set where you can put the ball up and he has a chance to come down with the football. Take more of those shots, see if you can hit some of those plays because they just haven't been there yet.
I would also, just very quickly, we talked about it on the Saturday show, and we've talked about it all. Design more runs for the guy. If he's looking indecisive, it doesn't all have to be a scramble. Design one. Make it a quarterback run, period. You are taking it and you are going. Force him into that. His legs have to be a part of this. If his arm's not going to be what you thought it was for now until you fix it, at least use his legs because we know he's got those.
Especially if somebody comes out in a 3-2-6 again. I mean, quarterback sweep. Running back's going to be my lead blocker. You got numbers, and if you got a guy that can actually pick up and run with his feet, that's the perfect time to say, okay, we got numbers right now, but I'm going to use my quarterback to be the running back.
Let me give you guys some numbers, just a very quick yay or nay on this. Let me put up some stats. I thought this was interesting. I wanted to see how are we judging this kid as he's starting his first 5 games. Can we put up the graphic? I don't know if we've got the graphic. Okay, we may just move on here. Oh, there it is. Okay. First 5 starts versus power conference teams. So I went back. I just wanted to compare it to the best of the best. You got Peyton Manning's numbers. You got in his first 5 power starts, he was a true freshman. T. Martin was a junior. Casey Clausen was a true freshman. Nico's a redshirt freshman. They're all kind of remarkably similar through their first 5 games against big conference foes, especially when you just look at total yards. It's like 10-21, 10-23, 10-12 for everybody but Manning because he didn't have any rush yards. Well, neither did Casey, but Casey was throwing for a lot of yards. The gist, though, is, and here's my question. Just give me a quick answer. This shows us that maybe this is some perspective we need, that young guys don't always hit the ground running, new starters, I should say. Or B, nah, that's fuzzy math crap, I'm not buying it. Is it perspective or is it crap?
I think all young players are doing this. They're getting better just as
the more you play.
Yeah, the more you play. So now the touchdowns is alarming, but again, I talk about how the receivers haven't stepped up. I think that's part of it. I think the best coaches I've been around, they have a way to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the roster, and they do things to maximize the roster strengths, minimizes weaknesses. I think we got to get more to that. I suggest like running the pistol. I think that helps you get your run game. Okay. More easy reads, some of those types of things, moving the pocket for Nico.
But it seems to me like you're leaning toward maybe that's some perspective.
Yeah, there's definitely perspective.
Perspective or crap?
There's some perspective in there. I mean, I still have to say he was going to
say crap.
He's going to get better over time. But the part that's alarming is the touchdown in there, and I do
touchdowns through the air.
Touchdowns through the air, and then just the eye test right now to me, he's getting worse. That's the problem.
See, I thought so.
He started great, and now he's escalated down. That's my big issue.
Peyton and Casey couldn't run. T could, and he did. That helped as well. All 3 probably had better offensive line play in front of them.
Very much.
That's not a strong statement. So utilizing Nico's legs, I think you could come back to that too.
All right, very good. When we come back, the offensive line just keeps getting worse. It's like every segment. This group gets worse. Is it time to bench? It's time to bench some guys, just start from scratch. Yes. We'll tell you who. Come on back.